everything.
You guys are live. Hey, we're live.
Are we live?
We're live.
Woo!
Give us a second while we're still writing down all the topics we want to talk about.
Like, I've been writing this huge list for Joey to answer all my questions. I'm so excited that he'll be here tonight.
You've got questions.
Next to comment, Joey's like, I'm not coming. Stop trying to be my friend. Yeah, fun times. Yeah, professional grade content right there.
It doesn't get truly professional until my food arrives and I just start eating.
Wait,
what's on the menu
your shirt? Did you actually change your shirt?
I don't know, what do you think?
Peer pressure work.
I was wearing a great shirt the whole time. But when I'm like this,
I guess you got the memo about being gray.
Yeah. You gotta just lean in more.
Yeah.
Close. Okay.
And the menu, I assume, is some sort of pizza. I've just left it in the hands of Colette, whatever she brings me.
Nice.
So.
All right, welcome, champions. We've got quite a few things to talk about. There's no point in summarizing them, but I'm excited. It's gonna be a good night. But as always, we're gonna start with talking about games from the past week. And
Has this card ever looked so good? Like, look at this. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, I remember when the artist did that. That was her trial piece, and I was like, yeah, I really like this.
Has the secret art version of that come out yet, Sid?
Yeah, it did. It was a Future League promo. The Future League Puppet Control that's coming out right now is the other artwork for it.
I don't know.
What is it? What?
Wait. Maybe we're on the wrong page.
No, you're definitely, like, it's a different puppet, right?
Yeah. So
that's the Future League one?
Yeah.
Has that always been?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
Hold.
the Future League
Stop
promo
the stream.
is alternate art.
I need to go deep into my binder of alpha, beta, promos. This is why we were talking about before. I need all the binders because I need to find the right binder. The right time.
Oh.
Look at that!
See?
You can't see it because my camera sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's an alternate art.
Not full alternate art.
No. I'm sorry.
All right, so we got weird, regular puppet voodoo type thing. Oh my gosh, this camera is horrible. And then you got soldier puppet.
Yeah.
Soldier boy.
The reason why we changed it was like, it doesn't control champions. And there was no creature. There weren't a lot of creatures that were kind of humanoid. So we changed it to more of an extract figure.
Oh. So when are we going to see this extract figure in the game?
I don't know. Never. All right. First thing that's on my list, I just want to do a shout out. It's DM Armada's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Oh.
Keep going.
Right.
We were stopping for
it was a pick up and go. You guys
no.
just pick up the next line.
No, we're good. But anyone who's watching, go wish DM Armada happy birthday. He did actually make a post on Instagram being like celebrating his birthday, and he showed off a birthday card that I wrote for him because I remembered enough in advance to mail him a birthday card so it would arrive by his birthday. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm cool like that. All right, so we've got a few things to talk about. We want to talk about our games from the past week first. Alex,
Yeah.
you always start. You start us off this week.
All right, so I talked about, actually, last week, what I was going to be playing this week.
Okay.
And so I built it, and I beat up Assad with it, pushed him around, threw a little quicksand about.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Now, I don't think I really did the quicksand thing, but the general package that assisted that was good enough to get.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm being very vague. I should be like, I was
game's
playing
recorded. We'll get it up.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I don't know what's going on.
Stuff, yada yada. Hey, Darren.
Guardians of Balances, Celestial Hegemon, Howajin, Quicksand, Temporal Relocation.
Just a bunch of cards you've never really played with.
Actually, a bunch of those I do play with.
I
I don't think a lot of people do. Oh yeah, I got Gust. Gust is one that people stop playing.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, Assad was not expecting the Gust.
Like
This is good.
Yeah, Gust is one of those ones. I don't know why it just fell out of favor for a while, but it's a really good card. Like there's a reason why Hydroblast got banned.
Let's not go there.
But Gust is a pretty solid option for the heavy mages. So.
Well, most people play Bellum Axon, right? So Windslash came out, and people love them some Windslashes. They love some Windslash.
Fair. Split your costs. When you're Nubia, you got enough ore to pay them costs.
Yeah. No, that was a good game. I definitely, you could hear it in my voice that when I lost, that bitterness kind of came through.
Bitterness against Alex? What?
I'm just one of those people that when I lose, my first instinct is like, I want to play again. I want to play again, and I want to beat you. No, I really like that video because afterwards we actually spent time just talking about what our strategies were and what our next moves would be. So I think for the community, that's going to be a really great video. But for me, did not enjoy losing there. Yeah.
How did it perform on the weekend then?
I didn't end up playing that deck on the weekend. I created that one on Coliseum. On the weekend, I just played some classic stuff, just some Scorps.
Scorps. All Scorps.
All Scorps.
All Scorps Idris.
Yeah.
Oops, all Scorps.
Yeah. But it was Mother's Day, so there wasn't many people. It was just me, Darren, and Steve. But still good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Will. What did you play this week?
So let's see here. We had the Thursday night throwdown or whatever Steve calls it. I think it's throwdown. So again, the Angel player was back. So I decided to rise to the occasion. So I just played. I played my championship deck.
Yeah. How'd it go?
Yeah,
worked really well. I couldn't for the first two matches. Game one, actually, in hindsight, I think it was all the first matches. I could not draw a Baruch for the life of me. I was like, "What is going on with this deck?" But yeah, I mean, it was a close. The first match, first match was against. I think it was a Kuhn at that night. Yeah, Kuhn. So first game, couldn't draw a Baruch. Took and just got bolt shotted after fifth round or whatever, just because it didn't do enough damage. Because if you haven't figured out, the monkey is not fast enough when you're dealing with Kuhn. It really is pretty much a useless summon. But it did give me turn activations and stuff. And then made my adjustments. Anger of the Phoenix loves to take a bolt shot, so we were able to make that work, get through that one. And then I can't remember who else I faced that night, but in the end it faced the Angel deck. Came down to the iconic Nubia hybrid Angels versus Idris Blitz, and proud to say that Idris Blitz stood its ground and just decimated those silly Angels and Stone Protectors. It was quick though. I did lose one game because again, they set up perfectly turn one, and I was looking at 0 meteorites. So, but I did have the step forward, drop the Baruch, go. They dropped all their Angels. Luckily, they dropped them all in the corner, and so then I was able to malicious my Baruch up, and I was able to get 12 damage in. But by that point, they had done 12 with their own Angels by round 3, and then they just had to come up and bolt shot me a couple times, right? And I was pretty much dead. So, but that one, you bring in the meteorites and some more Otens, and was able to take care of that. I will say, because I know Alex hates that I play the card, but Library's Gates is a fantastic sideboard card against Kuhn bolt shot spam, because
I can agree
so
somewhat.
basically in that match, what I had to do is because he bullshotted me to death the first round, I brought in 8 Liesberg's gates and I dropped all my movement and all my militias because Kuhn was coming at me anyways. And bring all the Library's gates in, and then you drop the second match I dropped 2 on him, and he he was down to like 2 cards. Drop a third one, he's down to 1 card, and he basically couldn't hold on enough cards as I was kind of moving around. Third game, I kept picking them up and I kept playing them down every time he moved. So I was just able to like whittle his card advantage down, and I was able to chip away. So it does work.
There you
Alex.
go. I never said it doesn't work. Number one. Do I think it's the best card? No. Do I think it's a very good card against Sun? Yeah.
It works in that matchup.
Yeah. But there you go. Secret tech. Add it all to your sideboard.
Yeah, don't say that. I was getting in trouble because people kept going around trying to find them all. There's going to be a buyout now of Library's gates. But then Saturday, we got to draft.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it felt so good.
What did you end up drafting?
I did, so Steve threw some spice in the draft and basically said that our OP pack could be included in the draft.
Did you draft Oni? Did you draft Oni?
I didn't. I wish I had. I didn't. But I did draft these 3 cards, which pretty much meant that I had to play Malik. So I just forced Malik, and I got to the end, but unfortunately, Malik was not able to beat a Nubia Swarm deck. Where it's just sort of spamming. And on top of them spamming a whole bunch of little summons, they were able to put together the Angel and the Stone Protector in both games. And I'm like, this is trash. Is it nothing sacred?
Nope.
Both
That's games. So good. That's so good.
Sorry. The one game was Angel, Stone Protector. The other game was Barik Naga, Stone Protector. And I was like, well, this really 2 damage is not different when I can't turn around and hit you. I don't have that capability.
Nice.
But yeah, it was good. I was so good to draft. It was fun to see the cards go around. Everyone getting excited and jumping on the epics that were popping out and making poor choices, going whatever. But it's all good.
Nice. Yeah, I guess from my side, I hosted a tournament on Coliseum of Fate, which was interesting. So it was right before the duel feature came out. Now there's a new feature on Coliseum of Fate where you can specifically play against someone. You can put in their Discord handle, and yeah, it's so much easier. But at that time, when we were trying to pair people together, we had to get 2 people to log into Coliseum of Fate, make sure that they're paired together, and they went into their game, and then we could get the next 2 people paired together and go into their game. You have to do them one at a time, and hope there wasn't some other people in some other Discord server that were trying to get in, because that would have just been awkward.
Why didn't you get one person to make it, copy the link, paste it to the other person?
Because if someone else jumps in, it will try to pair them into that game. It was not the easiest thing, but we got it working. We got the tournament going. It was a lot of fun. We had to do best of 1 because we ran out of time just doing admin stuff. But it was a lot of fun games, and it was really interesting seeing how far the community's come along. And it's just at a different phase than watching the Dragon World community or the Heads or Tails community. They're still learning the ropes, and they're seeing some of these competitive decks. But it was really cool seeing them come in with their own decks finally, instead of just grabbing the ones that are off the table. So that was really cool. I was very impressed. I got some good game coverage out of those. And then I also got to play against DM Armada on Saturday. So
nice.
He was like, I'll be honest, I haven't played since I recorded that video on how to play. So he hasn't played since beta, more or less. He's seen the cards, but he was trying to figure it out. First game, he was playing Angels, Stone Protector Angels, and didn't quite see the value of Stone Protectors right away. So I had to coach him along. And then the second game, he dropped an Angel and 3 Stone Protectors on top of a River Nye. I'm like, all right, now you're going to see the value of them. After a while, he's like, oh, I get this now. It just destroyed me. It was a good game. So that was a lot of fun. And then the other game I played against Alex. My game against Alex and the ones on the kitchen table community, those all got recorded and go out. But DM Armada was like, it's been a long time. Let's just play casually. Let's just relax. Don't have to put on a personality or anything. Just play. I was like, yes, let's do that. So,
Steven Kelton says he hasn't played since New Year's. Well, in a month's time, you'll be at Origins and you'll be playing well.
Dude, he's made a lot of videos in that time. Like, what's he doing?
Coliseum Fate. Let's play. Just message me sometime. We'll play a game on Coliseum Fate. It's so much easier to just pick up a game and start playing now. Because you don't have to load Steam and Tabletop Simulator and everything. You just put in a URL and you're good to go.
There's no barrier, right? It's just just a website.
And because there's already decks loaded for every single champion, if you don't have a deck in there, you can just go in and play with a bunch of really good decks.
Some of Jeff's decks might even show up someday. I see his comment in chat.
No, overall, I think it's just picking up gaming between sessions, because I remember what happened with me on Friday was like, I was just really tired. I'm like, I don't want to work anymore. And I messaged if anyone's free, and Alex responds, and he's like, I don't want to work either. So we just started playing Coliseum Fate. It was perfect. It was perfect.
What you're saying, Friday afternoons in the office is basically
game.
Smash some decks together and see what
Play
happens.
some Genesis. That's what it's all about. That's not what I want to show just yet, but we'll get to that in a little bit. I accidentally put up the circuit page. Well, since we already showed that, let's talk about that. We have updated the actual circuit page. Joey's going to be doing much more marketing, but on that page we have Origins, Anime North, Total Cards, which is in UK, that's in July, Gen Con, Compete Sports, Dragon World. All these dates are coming up there. But if you scroll down to the bottom, you actually can see the promos. Like little spoilers of the promos. But I'm really excited about these. I just thought I'd plug that in while we're here.
Now I have to go find the circuit page.
So it's genesisboc.com/circuit-events.
Nice.
So yeah, there's going to be a different promo for each event. They're full art promos. And yeah, they're one thing that Lionel and I have been doing, because I know, and we can talk about this in more detail as we go into the chat, but like there's been issues with the foils. Lionel and I have gone through every single promo foil that we have, and now the ones we'll be using moving forward, we vetted that they don't have, we tried to make sure that there was no more than 2 scratches, and that those 2 scratches were on the minor side. Right. Just because we couldn't say 0, because for some promos there just weren't enough. But for other ones, so we had to have that, what was that threshold, right?
Right.
But Joey's making a really great marketing campaign for the circuit. It's going to be really cool. So look for that. But yeah, the events are up there, and you can start pre-registering for the Origins one and the Gen Con one. We got those events in Geo for people to start registering for.
Yeah.
And then it'll just be the other ones as they start getting created in Geo. People can start registering for those. Thoughts? Questions?
These are all exciting. These are all like, this is going to be the now how, if you're not attending, is there any way of following along, or is these aren't being streamed, are they?
No, we're not getting the just because we're still learning and growing with a lot of this. It's and
these are big events, so trying to get
URL into the chat.
Now that being said, there might be some events that, because they're hosted by stores, they might do some things their own, right?
Some of the more like ones that are set up ready for it. Like I know like Origin, like big events, like big cons and that, it's, getting equipment and stuff or getting things set up could be, there's already so many people there. But I know, like, I'm not sure, like maybe Compete Sports is already set up for some of that. I don't know. Or Dragon World or Anime North is a con. Yeah. Total Cards is
store.
It's a store in UK.
Store. So
yeah.
It'd just be interesting for some of those ones that people can't necessarily attend.
Yeah.
But they may want to see, or maybe there's a way that we could do like updates or something throughout the day.
Yeah. At the very least, I mean, it's not as exciting, but it will be on Geo, so you'll be able to see the leaderboard.
That is true.
We could be posting up photos throughout the entire event. I mean, you two are going to be there for the first one, so you will put part of that marketing campaign. I'm sure Joey will have some ideas on what you could be doing at the event. Share some images. Scheming Skeleton's got to be there, and he'll be posting things to his feed as well. So I think overall,
we'll have Scheming Skeleton interview every single person.
There you go. Put them to work.
Not even people who are coming to play. Just every single person at the entire convention.
And we'll just film everybody's games, and then Alex and I will just do a supercut, and we'll just do some commentary supercut over top. There you go.
We're not going to film the matches though. It's just going to be a far out view of all the games.
I didn't say the matches. I just said, look, that person played something.
I wouldn't have made that play, and we won't specify what team.
When you said do a supercut, I just imagined the two of you getting your hair cut. You just have this recording of you two getting your hair cut. It's like, so how are the games? Yeah, they were pretty good. And you're just watching on your phone.
There's going to be a live stream, but only me and Will can watch it.
Where's Anime North? That's in
Toronto.
Yeah.
Metro Convention Center, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the big one for...
Yeah. By the airport, Toronto person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scheming Skeleton, you totally got to interview people who are just out and about, have nothing to do with the con altogether.
Yeah, not even playing the event. Be like, how'd your game go today?
Who are hyper focused in a completely different game.
Hyper different game. I was saying that too.
Completely different game. Like, so, what do you think of Genesis?
The finals of some other tournament. Record that one. It has some
there you go.
That's the one. The worst. So that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be one of the circuits that's pure J2. So I think we have decent.
Ooh, do we have so many dates? We're getting close to spoiler territory here, aren't we? If this one is only J2, what does that mean for the other ones?
We'll see.
All right. I tried.
Awkward. But I think so. I just what's on my mind, what's going through my mind right now is I was watching Yoda's Data's recent video that they posted where they're going through the organized play kit, and I know it's in German, but you can actually get the English translations, like subtitles. They're there. Nice. YouTube does that. So he's actually talking about how his community is being bogged down by Idris right now. And I'm like, and I even had people reach out to me and being like, you know how Patreon promos this month are Holy Wall. They're like, we need those because we're getting destroyed by Idris, and Holy Wall is like the answer they're looking for.
One of them. The other answer is to have more than 20 health. I mean, that is a choice. If you're playing Nubia in rain,
I'm gonna give the secret tech to beat Idris. You're gonna play Fang, and you're gonna play a Sacred Ground. Fireball can no longer hurt you.
Sacred Ground.
It prevents 1 damage when you're sitting on it. Then they Fireball, and you're gonna play Fire Shield. It just does 0 damage, runs out of aura.
Yeah, but then Fong runs out of cards eventually.
Not before it just runs out of aura.
Okay.
So you want someone, let me get this straight. You want someone to sit there for 20 rounds while she runs out of aura doing no damage because they've never clued in that they're not going to do any more damage.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. Good advice.
This is serious. Now ignore if you don't do the alteration thing, just fire shielding a fireball
helps.
Is good enough. It's good enough.
Malik also helps. Long also helps.
So there's only one champion that Fong can actually beat now? Is that what you're saying? Fong can actually beat a champion?
Oh, we didn't say they were going to beat. Just had a better chance.
Okay. Got it.
So, I don't know why I did it, but it was clearly rude. It was Fong, just defensive cards, and Angel's Embrace. Versus Idris's.
Whoa. You're playing Angel's Embrace? You hate that card.
was just trying to play all the defensive cards possible. I forget who it was, but it was an online game, and the Idris player was like, "This is bad," because they send the Brooks in; those will just get Revenge of the Phoenix and taken out.
So Ben was mentioning Kun. I don't know how Kun's matchup is against Idris.
It's well, I mean, Kun is definitely Kun can move around really fast and always make sure that they're hitting Idris wherever they want to, right? So I would say like Idris can beat Nubia really easily, and then if they get a good draw, but Kun kind of can also beat Idris depending on their draw, right? That 26 health is a lot. Also, Kun's natural ability, he can just ignore summons if he has the damage in hand. They can just go in and just deal the damage to face, right? Because Idris, unless they are running main board Revenge of the Phoenix or main board, like Oten doesn't really work against Bolt Shot if you're doing it correctly. Even if you win slash, Oten doesn't work if you're doing it correctly, because you're going to come to their side and Oten still puts them in, right? So, but if they're going to choose to do 2 Otens to get away, then you're actually winning the long game with the amount of energy they're spending. And yeah, it's just a matter of how much damage is in the Kun deck, right? If he has enough, then he can just fly over top of the summons and just use the cards.
Another deck that's pretty good against it is Malik Healing Fire.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because then it's a Malik with 36, 35 health, somewhere around there.
36
right?
at the beginning, yeah. And then whatever you're healing, if it's a Scorpion, Brook, or Primordial Force.
No, I don't know about that one. But
so what about Ajna or Sahas? Core or Long?
So long can do it, but it depends on the build, right? Like if Long is running the if it's Long with the Blitz package, for sure, right? Because then you're basically using your own Blitz summons that are going to be bigger health than Idris's Blitz summons if she's using them. And you can normally, because they're 2 hits to you, right, to kill you, and yours probably 1 hit depending on what you're fighting.
I found that the Long deck would win if the Idris didn't have the starting jump to get their
get in close.
There's a little like sparkle of light right here, and I thought I could wipe it away, and I couldn't. I think it's just the sunlight coming in.
Maybe I have to just get a little closer and just see what's a little closer. But I mean, if you're, the other thing too is just control the board, right? Like if you have enough health that you can take the fireball and you can take away her board, then she has to get defensive, or you can basically corner her, right, by forcing her to move away from you.
I think so. My experience watching a bunch of communities grow is that a lot of communities hit this point where the Idris, there is an Idris meta. That usually is one of the earlier stages. And it's when the community can break through that Idris meta. They usually move to an Angel meta after that. Because Angels are pretty quick to adapt. Like you go from Giant Scorpions to Angels. Or Giant Scorpions Brooks over to Angels. But then after that you start experiencing some of these more techie decks that require a lot more understanding of the game to capitalize off of. And then you start seeing it get pushed further and further. So, I think the community just needs time. I mean, they just got product again. I think they're just starting organized play again. So, we'll see how it goes in a few weeks. But
Decoy does work, right? Decoy will work against Fireball.
Yeah.
Decoy
Walkers. Just play
Chrono Walkers. Decoy Rabbit. It does defend it. Ben says it just puts you on a timer. Again, I guess I go back to my comment. Like if you're running a champion with 20 health, then yes, you are on a timer. But if you're running more than 20 health, that timer isn't a factor if you're getting into Idris's face and putting the pressure back on, right? Or you start running Healing Fire, like, or Angel's Embrace and things like that. Like, that card is underwhelming just to heal, right? Like, people just, I think people feel it's underwhelming to heal myself. But if you're Kun, that 4 health, that puts you at 30.
Yeah.
Right? One more than puts you at 34.
Yeah, the only place that I really play the Angel's Embrace is in the forethoughts for that matchup.
Yeah.
That's the right spot for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people run Raha with a couple Angel's Embrace, or even Erica with a couple Angel's Embrace. That can help, but it's still, when you're under 20, you're fragile.
I when you're so low, I say just accept that you will die if they immerse you, and stick to your plan, and hopefully you can kill them before they can do that.
Wicked Said asks, Odara meta soon.
It's coming. I'm working on it. New Odara deck. I was sorting cards, and I'm like, I can see it. I can see the Odara.
He didn't say which cards he was sorting. He wasn't sorting printed cards. He was sorting Future League and Future League cards. Here, Odara has her place.
It's just a card that says Odara wins.
That's what she needs.
Yeah.
Odara has free summons.
So, cool. I got a few other topics that are like a lot of just bullet points, things to announce. But I guess the other thing is Future League tournament happening tonight.
Oh boy, Future League tournament. Yep, TTS tonight. Get started in about an hour, I guess, from now. I guess you have 55 minutes left to sign up, according to Alex. It's we're gonna be running them Tuesday nights after the live stream. Best of one, sort of get as many games in as we can. It gives you an opportunity to test different cards out. Gets an opportunity for Alex, myself, and other design team members, if they're there, to do some of that stuff with seeing how they're seeing the cards interacting with people. And also gives you an opportunity to have more information for your reports. Yeah. So you can start filling out those reports after the match, even if you want to, or if we want to break it down or have discussions afterwards as well. We can do all that and see what's going on. So tonight is, we are trying. I've had a couple of people mention that it's a little bit tough to build just Future League cards, but we're trying it. We're going to see how awful it is or how difficult it is.
I'm guessing just because a lot of the staples are missing. You're missing just the vanilla summons.
Well, it was they were like, one person was mentioning, I really this is the best summon for what I'm trying to do, and all these cards support that summon. But I know we can't use that summon because we're not doing that right now. Or someone was like, well, I want to use Wind Slash. It's the best air spell or air technique, right? And they're doing an air-based deck, and it's
that was me.
I mean, yeah.
I was just building an air deck, and I'm like, yeah, put Wind Slash in. Wait a minute, something's wrong here.
But that is a good point, and I think it's something that we can definitely learn from tonight and see how it goes. But because the goal of Future League only was just to see, is there enough? Where's the power level outside of the other cards, right? I know we're always comparing to Angel Retributions, or we're comparing to Stone Protectors or Tsunamis, right? But where's the rest of the power? What's new coming down that could be potentially powerful? So
Darren's calling in a favor from you, Will. Says, can you manually add me to the tournament? I don't know my login.
And I do?
No, you
could just go to the leaderboard.
Type in the name.
Yeah.
Options. Darren.
Yeah, Darren, you have to tell.
Didn't work.
Will
Sorry, I tried.
Code name.
Cut. Darren, if you send me your information on Discord, and then I'll add you.
Yeah.
Now, I heard a rumor that you might join the event. Did you build a deck?
I have not built a deck. I probably would just grab a singleton deck, because if I'm just trying to experience every single card, just grab one copy of every single card.
There you go. That's a tournament you should be running there, Will.
Singleton only?
Singleton only.
If we can do that, and we can throw that in. Future League, there is no.
I think you probably might need to be you could run some old stuff of Chi 3s and 4s to balance it out, because you might need more of them.
Well, I think if you're running Phage, because you have a lot of vanillas in Phage, right? Because you need to fill it out.
Okay, so you're only allowed to play Fades. That's the new tournament.
Yeah, one of the Fade. But there are particular Fade champions that I do want to test out. So I mean, it's doable. It's doable.
Affiliation only tournaments. That could be very boring.
Well, so right before we started, Darren asked me to come on to help him just test out his deck, and then the champion he was playing, I was like, "You're playing purely Bellum cards. Why are you using this champion?" And it's just like it made no sense. So they were playing purely Bellum. They were not using the champion's ability at all. And I'm like, this wasn't a champion with high stats up above. So I'm like, and then they were like, well, it's a pun. It's like, oh, that's it. That's the only reason why.
It's a what?
It was a pun. A classic pun that everybody makes. It was a cloud-based pun with air cards. That was it. That's the only reason why.
Yeah. Hey, it's still worth it. We'll see. It's flavorful. Yeah, that's right. There's lots of flavor.
Yeah, I would love to participate. I will try to come out for these events more often. But at the very least, the game design team should be there.
Yeah, it wasn't cut off. There was no one cut off. Anyone can join. Yeah. So it's definitely open to anybody, all Future Leaguer people.
That being said, this month we still have we have the beginning of the foil VIP promos going out. I'm trying to find where my copy is. But like I was saying earlier, like we actually went through and found only like the non-damaged versions of the foil copies of the cards to give out. So
nice.
Yes, we're gonna redeem that.
Based on the reports, right?
Yeah.
Because the event, all of our Future League events will be OP based pricing. So
everyone who participates gets an OP pack.
OP pack.
If you submit a report, you're going to get one of the 5 base Future League promos for the month. And then if you send a report that impresses one of the game designers, then you also will get pari on top of that. So you get a bunch of things. And with multiple events, right? You're doing one every week, right?
I'm aiming to do one every week, and so far, I mean, this is the first week, but we have, if we can consistently get 4 to 6 or 4 to 8 people out, then I will continue doing it every week. Yeah. This month, there was because of some holidays in May and Mother's Day and stuff that I don't really have a Sunday that I have available, because that was Sunday. I want to once a month on a Sunday. I want to do like a longer, sort of our old-fashioned. Bring 2 decks, you have to win with both kind of thing. I really like that format because you get multiple cards in, you're mixing it up, you're still playing best of 3 matches, but you're doing it with different decks. So I want to do a longer format on a Sunday once a month, also to try to capture some people who can't do, say, a later night at Eastern Standard Time, right? So
a lot of things going on. Busy times. I'm trying to think. All right.
Now, Will, did you build a deck?
I wasn't planning on participating, but if I have to, I mean, I can whip. I have decks prepared.
You have a deck of only Future League.
Probably.
All right.
Probably.
Watching you.
I'm judging, so ask the judge. Okay. Oh, passes.
All right, so we're talking about other formats. It's actually a forced segue into the next topic. But getting the other formats.
What about formats?
So I have the document that I'm slowly building out, which is just going to be kind of a living document of all other formats for Genesis. And as the community comes up with their own ideas and suggests them and writes out the details to them, we can eventually start adding more and more of those to the document. So I'm hoping by the end of today, actually, we'll get booster drafts into that document. So at least we'll start with the booster drafts. They'll be on the website. People can start reading the rules for booster drafting. And then from there, we can start adding in sealed, multiplayer, 2v2, so free-for-alls, 2v2s. Some of those other formats, I think, are really cool. Actually, I totally forgot about the 2 decks win with both thing. That was actually a really fun concept.
Yeah, good one.
That's a fun alternate tournament. The Allies from a long time ago. So the original idea for Allies was like you could play any two champions as long as they had one affiliation that overlapped. And whenever you played a card from your hand, you have to declare which of the two champions is playing that card. That was very similar how Overpower played. So I don't know if you guys remember me mentioning that card game.
Yeah. Oh, I remember you mentioning. I don't remember the card.
Yeah, it was very much like that. Like you had your team of superheroes, and whenever you played a card, you just said which character was playing it, and if no characters could play that card, it was just a dead card in your hand.
Right.
So, I like that format. Was there any other formats that you've tried out?
Well, I was
Singleton.
Yeah. I was trying.
Large enough for that?
No.
I have a Singleton Idris set.
It's just every Idris card.
Every Dimos Chaos. There's enough cards. It's only a 50 card deck.
I remember some of us at Heads or Tails were playing around. I think Yan actually had some different formats, so I just messaged him to see if he's watching the stream or not. But I was also toying around with the sort of based off the ideas, but based off allies. But instead of having both allies in the arena, you would tag in and out. So you'd have like a Marvel versus Capcom style, like you would tag in on your end step or whatever and try to you could still only play the cards based on those colors, and you'd have a shared pool, but you would basically tag out. But trying to tweak how exerting, tagging, and speed of abilities is where we kind of got, and then we just sort of naturally stopped testing it, but we'd like to get back to it.
Soccer game variant where you set up a field of 5 champions each and try to get a scrunched up piece of paper. That being said, I am curious about more miniature-esque type of styles of a game. Like still having the board state. That's what my PvE format that I'm working on is all about. It's like using the general rules of Genesis, but having a mini versus one format where one person plays as a DM and controls all the creeps on the board, and you just combine the arenas to make these elaborate dungeons. That's definitely one, and I'm hoping to get that published with the casual formats document too.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I remember there was a group of people at Black Knight who were also trying out a King of a Hill type of concept.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the rules too well, but I just vaguely remember standing on top of the hill and playing Hurricane Sweep, and that was fun.
Oh, did the food arrive?
For what I got, it was Eastside Mario.
Oh, a little cheese capelletti?
I don't know.
Oh, we gotta know now. Did you get the bread too?
I think this is bread. I got some bread here.
Oh, eat the bread and the salad, and then just leave the pasta for tomorrow.
Salad, kind of small in comparison to when you get it there. But,
it's unlimited there. They can't give you unlimited salad.
Why not? I want them to keep delivering it to my house.
Doctor Strange effects going on.
A long
Every time you finish, it just replenishes.
It'll be like the end of No Man or
I got some sort of pasta.
No Country for Old Men or Blood, whatever that movie is. Someone help me out. Someone in the chat knows what I'm talking about.
No
the milkshake and the straw. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Oh, Ben had some East Sides. You're kindred spirits now. East Side Bros. We'll see how you both feel tomorrow.
Well, Sid will tell you. I'm in the car with Sid.
So I've been hearing through the grapevine that on the fan server there's been a lot of deck techs being submitted, or like a lot more people talking about some deck strategies. Is that true? Yes, no?
Yeah, I mean, well, the fan server has been doing There Will Be Blood. Thank you, Sid. Thank you. The end scene of There Will Be Blood is what Alex wants for salad, not oil. But it's just a long string of anyways, whatever. It's the moment's passed. Yeah, the fan server's been doing really well with deck techs and people throwing some stuff up. So
nice.
I mean, today there was a very interesting deck that got me intrigued to try to build off of the concept was some cards that, some of Alex's Alex, what are you doing?
He's trying to cut his food.
Trying to cut the bread. It's not going well with this plastic knife.
Just eat it, the full loaf. It's all yours, isn't it?
Yeah, but I want to add butter.
You dip it in the butter and Alex, this road trip to Ohio is going to be, oh my gosh.
I know. Don't worry.
Good thing I'm driving. I'm not gonna have to...
You get to pick the food. It's nice.
So some of Alex's favorite cards. We had Brawler's Momentum, Take to the Skies,
oh boy,
and Stampeding Force.
Interesting.
So at the end of round, stacking your triggers so that you still have fight, and your Brawler's Momentum allows you to step onto them. I was like, there is potentially something here that I want to work on now.
Yeah. I was thinking we should have a segment in here where we talk about deck techs. Like, we pick one coming into the talk and then be like, all right, this is what we want to bring up. But
we did that, but then Alex started hurting people's feelings, and now that they stopped sending them in.
I'll do it again.
I could just mute him. Don't worry.
Okay, we can't stop watching him. See him eating. You want us to live stream the road trip? Oh my gosh. I'm not sure how comfortable I am with that.
This is Will and Alex karaokeing to 90s music.
How do you karaoke to podcasts? Alex, I listen to podcasts and podcasts only. Monotone podcasts with no inflections.
It's gonna be great. Alex will just sleep. But yeah, I am curious about some new deck designs because I tried out. When I was playing against the Armada, I tried the Odar deck that's built in there, and I don't know.
Whose deck was that?
I don't know. It was just a random deck that was on the
What was in the deck? What was in the deck? Tell us about the deck.
There's giant scorpions. Let me go grab it.
Was it your brother's deck?
I think it was called like Coliseum of
Wasim's awesome new best deck.
Let's enter the Coliseum of Fate.
Entering the Coliseum of Fate.
Authorizing it with Discord. Where is this Odara deck? It's called Odara Summons Jank. That's always inviting for your deck, right? How do I view the card lists?
It's not as bad as when I'm not sure they still call it in Magic, but wasn't Junk was the Absent colors in Magic, playing a Junk deck because it was kind of playing off of Jund.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. All right, let's see if there's some way I can zoom into. So it looks like it has 10 Giant Scorpions, 4 Landslides, 4 Rampage Sauce, 4 Death Eaters, 6 Backflips, 5 Enraged Gorillas.
Here it is. Yep.
Yeah, Sun Fox.
It says unrefined Adara list.
Yeah. Inferno Ghouls, Brats,
single fox?
Otens. Yeah, there's a single fox and 2 Yamadudas.
Hey, when you pull that single fox,
yeah,
that's game winner.
So there is something that is a good feeling about having the ability to spur the giant scorpions and being able to knock out stone protectors the turn they're hitting the table. Like, it is a deck that feels very comfortable going second. It's just needing those responsive moves the right way.
Mm-hmm.
The landslide is definitely a good fit for it, but she just doesn't have a lot of aura.
She doesn't. Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
Well, it's okay to say she doesn't have a lot of anything. It's okay.
How'd you know?
Like, I play long enough that I'm comfortable with not having the energy reduction and having the 4 energy cost on spur. That's fine.
Yeah, but your ability though is your healing, right? And health in Genesis is so much stronger than necessarily getting extra damage in. Like in the long run. Like, yes, there are situations like if you have an exerted storm protector that you can kill right now, that is definitely worth having a 2 health scorpion. But Long also has 28 health. He can just run in and start beating him on his with his own 2 damage.
Yeah.
Right? Odara has, what is it, 22? No,
20 health. 20 health.
Right? I know her reach is good, and I have definitely played games with Odara where I've never used Spur on, and I just use it as a 1 damage from far away.
Very good killing 3 chiefs.
Or skeletons.
Yeah.
The best,
That's a
actually, the best version. Okay, technicality. The best version that I saw was actually when I hopped into the kitchen table, was when they were running the Call of the Bones and Death Champ companions in Odara. And I was like, yeah, don't use the Spur on, just have a bunch of turns. And that way you can always move Odara out of the way. Right?
Yeah, it's just...
It's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I believe that Odara will have her day. There will come a time where there'll be just enough.
Yeah.
Either added support or specific support added.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden she'll be playable and I'll have her competitive moment.
I agree. I really do think she's just 1 or 2 cards away from having the right... Like, if the right cards are given to her, I think she can do some stuff in a very devastating way. Yeah, because I did enjoy the fact that there was a lot of opportunity with her. A lot of options that are open to me. She's also really fun in multiplayer. If you're playing 2v2, she's a lot of fun with that. Like, I'd love to see an Odara Long combo summon her deck. But I think right now you are... Like, the best summon for her to spur would be Lightless. Because he has the built-in protection. But she doesn't have the ore to support Lightless. I think that's one of the big issues.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried Lightless, I've tried Primordials, right? They're just too expensive. Yeah. I did have a lot of fun with Behemoth, though.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because you just basically turn it into a 5/3 with Swift. And the only problem is that 3 damage currently, and for the longest time, having 3 health is pretty much... It's like a 2/2 in Magic, right? A 3/3 in Genesis is basically the same sort of vanilla level as like a 2/2, right? But I'm wondering now, what else has 4 health that she could use?
Death Eater.
But she can't have... Does she have the horse? Does she have the health? Not the horse. Does she have the health to support that?
She has 20 health. She can play a few of them. Maybe 2 or 3 a game.
What's the other... Oh, what's the toss one? The...
Colossal Ant?
The ant. I'm wondering if the ant could get in there and toss around and doing something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a deck to play.
Like, she definitely is going to benefit off of summons that have the trigger when they deal damage effects.
Oh, yeah. If you get to anything that's sort of like like you say, a trigger off of damage or a trigger off of targeting, if we get to that point, right? Like, those types of effects will definitely help her.
I know right now she's at the bottom tier champion. I think we're also missing someone in the community who really can find a strategy and niche play with her that's very different that other people can't. Or at least show something that other people can't. Because, for the longest time, Long wasn't being played. For the longest time, Titans and Monster decks weren't being played. I didn't see Nubia get played a lot until Alex started doing that. It really is... There is a bit of a personalization with the champions. Once you find the right person who connects with that champion, they could take them to another level that other people can't. That's my theory. Yeah. Cool. That awkward moment. Alex is just eating. Will's looking something up. Quality content right here. Alright. Well then, we just have...
Food eating videos get a lot of views.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not yours.
I'm here to increase the views. That's why I'm here.
So I do have some announcements that I was like, okay, these are relatively short things, so I might as well just say at the end. I'm doing a thing with Just Lola Man, content creator. Does primarily Magic the Gathering content, but has been interested in Genesis. We've been talking back and forth for a while. So on Monday, the 16th, we're going to be doing a live stream. Now, that will happen around noon, just because of time zone differences. So we'll be doing that around noon. And then again on the 19th. So on the 16th, we're going to sit down. I'm going to teach him the game, go through Coliseum of Fate, all that kind of stuff. So if anyone's watching who hasn't learned Coliseum of Fate, this would be a good time to join that. But we'll be doing that. And then on the 19th, just playing a few games. So hopefully, I don't know his Magic strategy, what he plays in Magic.
Right.
So I don't know which champions to recommend, but maybe that'll be some research I do. So that's happening next week. There is Damian is also going to a convention in Finland. One of his friends who works for a Games Workshop, I think it was, or owns a game store, is going to a convention, and they're like, it's a miniature primarily convention, but that person was playing Genesis and was like, oh, this would work really well at this convention. Why don't you bring it? So I was really excited, and I'm happy to know that Damian's comfortable enough to go and do demos.
Yeah.
Before the championship, he had played a few games, but I don't think he was super comfortable doing demos. But after the championship and seeing the entire community play, he was like, all right, I got to get better at this game. So he took back a bunch of decks with him and just kept him playing with his friends at coffee shops and in hobby shops. And now, there's shop owners who know him because he's the guy who comes in and plays Genesis there. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, he's going to be at a convention. I don't remember the name of the convention, but he'll be there. I'm like, it would just be fun because he'll be there signing stuff, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think that's everything I had planned for today. Any other topics on your guys' mind?
You got 25 minutes to sign up for a Future League tournament.
Yeah.
Future League only. Bring your decks.
There's a question posted by Darren, but I don't know if I'm not understanding it. Will it be posted video afterwards? I would pop in for a live stream, but I have to sleep during the day. Oh, your video said.
Oh, okay. I think so. Yeah, it'll be Twitch tends to keep the videos for a few days, right? So once that's done streaming, we can copy that link and share it with the community. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done that because I think the last time we had Genesis talk to streamer Jan did with Nerd Girl at the end of the Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, yes.
And then before that, it was you with Raphael Levy.
With Raph, yep. Mm-hmm.
So this will be. It's been a while since I've done it. I know I sat down to teach Louis how to play on Tabletop Simulator, and he had just started getting used to Tabletop Simulator, so I had to teach him that and teach him the game. And I was also semi-sleep deprived going into that video. So I was like, oh shoot, I'm stumbling.
Well, we have newbie nights, right? You can always send them over to newbie nights when we'll get them hooked up with a judge or someone who is there to help teach the game. We had our last revamp or reignition of newbie night last week, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the kitchen table TCG people were there.
Yeah. I think Tim showed up.
Tim, yeah.
Yeah. Tim's really getting into the game. I love how passionate some of the community gets when they start playing. They're like, oh, this is a really cool concept. And then they start digging into it more and more. And then as they start playing with their own decks and their own strategies, they're like, oh, wow, there's so much more to this game than I thought there was.
There is a lot of depth.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. All right. I think that's it for topics for tonight. We can just wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, doggy. So alone.